Howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel.
That's right, guys. Greg the Ghoul here with my human companions, Harris and Sarah, as we are back in the wasteland to talk about Fallout Season 2. We are now tearing apart Episode 7. Although at the top of the episode here, I do want to take a moment and pause to acknowledge an incredible Canadian performer. And we're not talking about Steph, although she seemed to be a super Canadian in the last episode. No, the legendary Catherine O'Hara has passed away. We learned this morning. They have not disclosed from what, but I just wanted to take a moment and give her a big shout out because, you know, I grew up with the Home Alone films. I grew up with seeing a lot of her work. And then as I got older, I discovered SCTV and saw a lot of her comedy work with Eugene Levy and a lot of these other folks, John Candy, and just an incredible talent, an incredible performer, and by all accounts, an incredible person. Just sad to see her go. So, you know, I just want to take a moment and acknowledge her for her contributions to art and entertainment, and how we are grateful to have had her.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Not to just do the female equivalent of or the male equivalent of or whatever, but I don't know if there's a comic actress maybe outside of Lucille Ball that has had as much true comedy bandwidth than Catherine O'Hara. She's kind of a Robin Williams of the ladies over there, and she did more than bring just joy and happiness to generations of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, she was the iconic mother, you know, and just it's this one. This brought me pause when I saw it. This was tough to hear about. I hope I you know, and they haven't disclosed what happened, so I hope whatever it wasn't hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She was working up to the end. She I don't know if she
I mean, everything. She had all kinds of stuff going on, you know. Just incredible.
Beetlejuice 2 Studio just came out. She was one of the best parts of both of those. So
absolutely.
It's a shame.
I mean, God, her body of work is just such, you know, like so many bangers. Oh my God, all the stuff that she did with Christopher Guest, the Best in Show, and the
that was good stuff there.
Yeah.
You mentioned SCTV. Every single thing that any of them ever did on SCTV, the whole crew is just so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We learned about this 5 minutes before we started up, so we're still all figuring out. I'm also just going through her
IMDb
credits right now, and my God, the amount of stuff that she was in. She did all kinds of voice stuff I didn't even realize.
Oh yeah.
She did with Wild Robot. She did Over the Hedge. I mean, just Monster House. Like, yeah. So in addition to being a great comedian, she was you know, prolific voice actor.
Oh yeah, in a big way.
Yeah, dude, that's yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Thank you.
And Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we opened it up with a sad Canadian passing away.
Yeah.
I guess the only natural.
Sad that this particular Canadian passed away. Let's talk about a Canadian that we're all learning to love to hate. And
yes,
that's a hell of a pivot. Hopefully not too insensitive, but you know.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to be made somehow, and you know how else we would have done it. Howdy, John. Yeah, the opening up with Steph this past episode. And I guess presumably her mom, assuming that was her mom, I guess.
I think so. I think that
was. Yeah, I think it was. They kind of looked alike too. So
maybe an older sister by like a few years or something like that. Whatever it may have been, it seemed like legal. That was a fun way to open. Very interesting to see the Canadian perspective of America jumping in and taking over stuff and also using their resources to fight their wars. Subtitle said her mom. Thanks, Tommy.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, Canadian Cyclops. That about she is what happens if Wolverine and Cyclops had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She got enough of the murder in her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all like that we opened up with the Alaskan front a few episodes back, and now you see
The
what's
Canadian
happening
front?
not too far away from, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they've done really spectacular, subtle world building, just by covering places that we'd only heard about or maybe seen seconds of in cutscenes and stuff like that, like the infamous opening in Fallout 3, where the guy in the power armor shoots the Canadian in the face. You know, like there's so seeing all that, you know, seeing all that is it really feels like it's expanding on the things that we knew, but really humanizing it in a lot of ways, even as we're watching somebody get hardened and dehumanized. And to hear to hear them talk about Americans with the same tone and weight that we throw around the word Nazi right now, it's like, okay, no, we get this, you know. And and then you see the Big 51, and you see how like the American Imperial War Machine at the time, you know, in this show, treated. I have to tread very carefully here, just because of like the strong parallels that are easily drawable happening right now.
At the moment,
we try not, you know, look, the show is overtly political, and we try very hard to not. This is our escapism, you know. So we try not to get too bogged down and drawing the obvious parallels to reality, but you know, this one is like too. They made this months ago. And to see just how sadly like relevant and almost prescient it seems now with some of the rhetoric going around about Greenland and other places. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is what happens with American imperialism, is that, you know, you get to be, you're made the villain, rightfully so, and you are that's the kind of callousness that develops, you know. And this is what happens when you start burning your allies, you know.
Well, it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck. There's a good chance it's a duck.
I think I appreciate the I can understand where she's coming from, because she's just a survivor. You know, she's just a survivor, and I have a certain amount of sympathy for that. But I think that she's gone from survivor to evil overlord by the time we see her as the.
Are you with Stanley's? Do you think she's going full Michael Myers on everybody?
Well, she certainly did that to that border guard. Holy shit! That was not even subtle.
I was hoping, and I was holding out hope for Zach Cherry and old Woody right there.
Oh no, he's dead as fuck. Yeah, absolutely.
Reg and Woody are gonna get banished. Go up on the top. I like that theory. That was a fun little theory.
That would have been a great buddy comedy. The two of them, like in a busted up old Corvega, you know, cruising through the wastelands, and just like a buddy comedy. Like, dude, where's my water chip? You know, that would have been spectacular. But no, he's dead. He's dead as shit. And you know,
after seeing her go through that border little area, there's no way Steph didn't take out Woody. There wouldn't be any other reason for there to be glasses in a disposal.
Yeah. Well, and I think my only question is where's the body, and we might wind up finding it at one point. I mean, he might.
Do you think she's as? Where does all the food and vaults come from? You know, that's been a question for a while.
Well, cannibalism is a perk in the game.
That it is.
A perk.
Yeah. That is the technical term. Yes, for what cannibalism is. You can eat bodies and regain health by doing that. Like there's all kinds of social stigma attached to it.
I both hate and love how much that just went right over my head, is like, oh yeah, that's just a normal sentence. And then Sarah acknowledging that, no, that's not a normal sentence. Very much just.
Yep.
Oh yeah, two sides of the brain.
Right there. Mean like a mechanical benefit in the game is what they're called. But yes, Sarah, that is a fucked up sentence, 100%. Yeah. That is. I mean, and that's part of the twisted, sick, fucked up humor that this.
I get
show is all about, you know, and it fits so perfect. So,
do you think she's experimenting on him?
No, I think he's dead.
Like Woody and Cryo Freeze almost.
No, I think he's dead. I think we might see some strange meat at one point, a la Rocky Horror. Who knows? Or
what was in the wedding food? Just ask.
Oh. Yeah, where'd they get roast beast for the
Yeah,
yellow cakes or whatever? Ugh.
Oh,
Woody fired grill.
Oh my God!
Sorry, it came to mind.
Woody,
I had to do it.
Woody fired. What the fuck is wrong with you, Harris? That was that. Okay, you know what? That was amazing. That was amazing. No, I'm betting Zach Cherry probably is getting ready for Severance season 3, and he's got some other stuff going on. So that you know. Yeah. I mean, God bless. He's got a hell of a career, and he's just a talent that I enjoy watching, and I hope he keeps getting to do stuff because dude's just spectacular. And also respect for, you know, like a bigger dude that's not the Hollywood ideal body type fucking making it in this biz, you know, good for him, you know.
And he's funny
as
but he's
a representative
like,
of the bigger dudes club, you know. Yes. Yeah.
Well, and you know, getting here, I was told to get fatter or funnier or lose it all, and there's been a few essences of all of that over time, you know, but it's nice to see that Zach Cherry can be the big funny guy and also be subtle with it and not just be over the top, big goofy, just some kind of Chris
the stereotype.
He's not a Mike Myers or a Dana Carvey about it. He actually has like levels of nuance and like, because the absurdity isn't in the absurdity that he was playing wasn't in the characters. It was in the situations, and he knew how to play the situation perfectly. Of like, procedure says I have to report this to the overseer, but what do I do when I'm reporting the overseer about their own behavior? You know, it's like, yeah, and how he's still doing it straight faced and just thinking everything's going to be fine. But this is, I think this is what happens when you put blind trust in processes. You know,
They show a bit of that too in Norm, but anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God, in Norm too.
Specifically in this episode, right before he gets his head beat over by a paperweight.
Yeah.
That second shot that he took, just you know.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it till I watched it a second time, but the guy goes, the kind of like nerdy looking guy that came out of the vault and was one of the first people to kind of talk to Norm and was excited about the Band-Aid. That guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that hits him over the head with the paperweight, and he goes, "This probably isn't good for your brains."
Bam!
And just smashes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But just that whole thing, they're like, well, procedure says we can kill him, and they're just all like, they're going to follow the procedure.
It up. That's the other thing, is that they're all just making it up at the time. They're like, I think I remember this, and it's like,
Ronnie's totally making it up, and everybody else is just middle management going with the flow.
Yep.
Make it work. Make things hit the status quo.
But what is it about, like, what is it about when people have no other guidance that they immediately like try to justify their basest and most vile impulses? You know, like that is a very interesting psychological phenomenon, and the show just was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what would happen here. You know, so really says a lot.
It's just fundamental. I don't know if it's fundamental humanity or fundamental mammalian. You know?
Yeah.
Because other mammalians do the same thing. But one way or another, it's deep-rooted.
Yeah.
Who knows how deep that rootedness goes, but it's deep-rooted.
Yep. No, you have that impulse, and then you try to figure out how to justify the impulse to make it acceptable or even encourageable. Yeah. So, oof. You know, this show is just such a great fucking study in humanity. And
No, sorry, keep going. I just had a thought as you were saying it.
Yeah, no, I mean that was the end of the thought, so feel free.
Well, no, just the like you said, the study on humanity and just thinking about what levels of humanity we're seeing entering the finale and where, you know, just inevitably our brains go knowing there's going to be a season 3 and all this. It's already in production, has already been in production to some degree, pre-production wise. They're going to film in May. Who makes it to season 3 out of the Norm group? Does Ronnie make it to season 3 and Norm slips away with the girl? Or because I think Ronnie could be a good overarching villain over time, kind of take Bud Askin's place in that kind of middle management evil overlord kind of spot, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Ronnie's going to be done this season. I could see him totally getting killed off this next episode with Norm trying to fight his way out of there.
Sure.
Yeah, that look Norm gives him.
But there's got to be something. And also, one huge thing that's very important, obviously all the things that are going on with Norm in those moments, the first thing that Norm does in the whole wide world across this open wasteland, he calls Lucy.
Yeah.
Very first thing he does. He doesn't try to reach his dad. He doesn't try to reach anybody like that. He calls Lucy.
He reaches out to Dad second and is like, hey, what the fuck, old man?
Yeah.
But reaching out to Big Sis first, like that's that shows you where his priorities and where his beliefs are and his faith. Well,
even in the whole chaos of Vault 33 being attacked by the Raiders, NCR, quote unquote, whatever they were in season 1, who helped Norm? It was Lucy, not Hank. It was his big sister, not Papa.
It was actually jarring when Hank acknowledged the fact that he has a son.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, oh, he does remember. Okay.
Just nonchalantly over dinner.
Yeah.
It's like that's as much as he's willing to acknowledge Norm.
Well, because I think he's disappointed in his male heir for just playing video games all the time.
Right.
Oh no. You got one of the most useful and capable people in your daughter, and your son is only the smartest person in the entire vault.
Yeah, but that's brains aren't as obvious as physical prowess.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is that he's just underestimated Norm. And this actually could be part of Norm's arc, is him.
It should be, realistically. I think it leads into that fairly well.
Yep.
What does Norm say when they don't meet up in this episode? There's no way in the finale they're able to meet up. And if they do, I roll at that a little bit, because it does take a little while to get there. And at least took 2 episodes to get to Vegas from the Boneyard.
Yeah.
So it would be a little jarring if they were to meet this episode, but there's no way they're not going to find each other in season 3, I think.
They're going to have to. I mean, there's going to be confrontations in hell to pay, probably.
Allie, that's actually a good point. The people that Moldaver used to go into the vault in season 1, hey, if she had NCR cash and everything, or some kind of access to cash.
That would make sense if she was just going in as the only NCR rep and had mercs.
That makes total sense. And then pivots whenever she realizes Vault 32 has been completely decimated and there's a bunch of vault suits to be worn and new plan can be found.
But also, what the hell happened? Yeah,
we still don't know that.
We have to. I mean, obviously, one thing that we keep talking about in every single one of these discussion episodes for Radical Wasteland is who are we going to see next week? What elements we have to, if this doesn't come to fruition.
There's a lot of posts on Reddit breaking down all the shots that have not been seen in this season so far, which means theoretically that they're all part of the finale. And one of them is that big Legion army walking into New Vegas. Also, all of those NCR soldiers, that lost battalion has there's all those shots that from behind the scenes stuff that we saw them shooting downtown that down here in downtown LA that are now that haven't been seen yet. I think that the war, one of the wars that is coming is that we're finally going to see the NCR and the Legion pop off, and I think it's shaping up to be House versus the Enclave. That seems to be the fight that is gearing up right now. So I think that there's going to be many wars on many fronts. But I think the big one is House versus the Enclave, and it's going to be over FEV, and that we're going to have a lot of conflicts that have been cold for a very long time go hot again. But I think the Legion's going to pop back in. I think the NCR is going to pop back up, and I think they're going to be geared up to throw down. And I think that's going to be the cliffhanger, because let's be real, giving that fight away right now would be too soon.
Yeah. And set it up.
I totally see that being the cliffhanger, to be like, hey guys, come back next season, because that's how all the shows do it.
I guess I did see this throughout the week. There is a plot hole And it's either a plot hole or they're leading it up to something. Because there is something that Thaddeus and Maximus say to each other this week that is pretty important. Hey, why can't we keep the suit? Well, the Brotherhood has trackers in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know exactly where Hank is, right?
In theory.
Hank has a suit over there. So that's either a plot hole or the Brotherhood's going to go find Hank.
I still think the Brotherhood is busy cleaning up their own mess right now, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also, I guess we haven't seen Quintus and the Brotherhood exactly yet.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen them. This could, my God, if we had a battle of 5 armies as the season finale.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if we had the battle of 5 armies where you have the NCR, the Legion, the Brotherhood, House, and the Enclave all come rolling up.
If Norm pops up and pulls a ring off and like is coming out of a stealth boy or something,
and then throws over the Hoover Dam, yeah.
I'm going to flip.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
House comes online. Legion found their leader. NCR found reinforcements. All get to have a powwow on the strip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there'll be pow on the strip. Yeah.
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 Powwow into a pow real quick. They think it's a powwow, having a good time, and
yeah.
Then the Legion pops up.
It's just the it's the swinging dick contest, and then that always just dissolves into blows.
Mm-hmm. No go. That they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Hank stole one of the Brotherhood suits, so there's got to be a tracker in there. The other thing is, theoretically, depending on what blocks those trackers, if there's enough lead at Vault-Tec HQ, that might prevent a signal from getting through.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or maybe he removed it.
Or he's also smart enough to remove it. The guy's an electrical genius, so who knows?
Yeah.
That's true. It didn't seem like he had the time or but also, I guess he flew over to Vegas. There's time. There's time to sit there and work on some stuff. We saw one.
I think the first time he had a chance to catch his breath, he would probably disable the tracker just to help keep guys off his ass.
Yeah, that makes sense too. That's saying he knows the tracker's there as well. He's obviously really smart and capable and technologically advanced, so on and so forth. Knows all these things, but
yeah,
it's post-war. It is pre-war tech, but post-war trackers in it. Brotherhood has their own things. He doesn't necessarily know the Brotherhood like that. He knows he doesn't want them to be on top in the wasteland by any means, but aren't nuclear bunkers lead lines? Yeah. So that would make sense for them.
I think there's plenty of reasons to show why they haven't gone after Hank, or why they haven't, and I think between the fact that they've got the 5 factions having that fight, and there's probably a power vacuum, and they're dealing with the fallout from that, pun intended. They might have higher priorities than chasing after the schmuck that stole a suit of power armor a couple of months ago. So not realizing who necessarily he is, because to them he's probably just some guy who got away with a suit. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I still have a long list of different notes on this one. We got plenty to talk about on this one.
Yeah. No, my God, there's just so much great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hank's suit is just something that I think has to come back up. If they purposely add the line of a Brotherhood tracker, actually, what would be? I guess they're going to know which suit's which. I was thinking maybe they track Hank instead of Thaddeus and Maximus, but I don't know if that's 100% possible.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Lucy finds the suit to destroy the mainframe?
Lucy could totally do that. Thinking about the mainframe, though.
What a reveal that was, first off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mother is going to be a huge part of it. What just the implications of Mother? My biggest question with all of that: when did the senator get her head cut off and put on that machine?
Yeah,
because it seems like it was probably pre-war, but I don't know.
Has that been hooked up the whole time, or did Hank do chop off her head and stick it in there.
I guess I was about to say it had to have been House, but no, it totally could have been Hank.
I'm thinking it might have been Hank because first off, that head looked to be in decent shape, and there wasn't any sort of, stuff in place to keep it preserved.
Mm-hmm.
Allie, that is a great question. Do you guys think the Brotherhood of Steel from New Vegas is still around? Them not being invited to the Civil War meeting has me thinking probably not. I mean, yeah, we don't see any Father Elijah. We don't see Veronica. We don't see.
Weren't they considered to be the lost chapter? I think by the lost chapter it means that they're not connected.
Even
to the
known about.
Yeah, they're not even known about. So yeah, I don't think they would have gotten the invitation. I think they still could be around. And in that case, I'm kind of glad that they weren't included in this kerfuffle between the everybody.
Could that bring Maximus not necessarily back to the Brotherhood of Steel, but would that give him faith in some of the Brotherhood? If the Lost Chapter came back and they were a little bit more, you know what? We don't need to kill everything, but we do need to regrow our numbers and what's going on out here with the Civil War with all these other Brotherhood of Steel people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that could be an interesting way to bring him back in. And I mean, I think it just depends on how many rabbit holes they want to go down with regards to the Brotherhood and their myriad of beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah. I don't think it's a huge possibility, but yeah.
No, but
they'll keep it.
Yeah, I think that they've already got enough, and they've done a really good job illustrating like the differences in the chapters and their values.
Mm-hmm.
They've already done a really good job of that. That just adding more to it would feel like they're overloading the buffet a bit,
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that at one point the beliefs become so disparate that it's like, okay, now you're just dealing with schmucks and power armor,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy seeing the NCR power armor.
Yeah.
Before we talk about like the whole the Deathclaw aspect of it, the whole walking up to that NCR bunker with Thaddeus and Maximus. Obviously, it's fun to get Johnny Pemberton trying to poke at the ghoul and say, "Hey, what's happening with me?" But also
waiting for my nose to fall off. Nose stuff. Yeah.
Turns out nose doesn't fall off first. Arm goes first.
Yeah, who knew?
And the mouth.
But what I really liked was
just normal, right?
Looking at him and just like looking at him like that expression said everything. That expression said, "Son, I don't know what the fuck you are, but you sure as hell ain't a ghoul."
Yeah, you're not what I am.
What that said,
Yeah, and he just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think the fact that he's like, oh yeah, I'm turning into ghoul. I'm turning to go. No. He's a chimera, guys. He is absolutely.
With the arm falling off, I'm now kind of. Centaurs are not supposed to be formed that way, but also, who knows what kind of FEV he ended up getting from the Chicken Man? So,
yeah.
And if that was even like not corrupted. I guarantee you that was cut with something.
It seems like a centaur might be. Yeah, I'm not quite on the centaur trend yet, but it is getting there. That's exactly where I'm at, Allie. I'm right there with you. Where
I want to see that.
I want to be with you, Greg. I'm trying to point the right direction. There we.
Yeah. Yep.
There we are.
God damn it! There we go. Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Yeah.
It is. My camera's like tilted as well, so I had to like re-tilt
Mine's
myself.
easy. I can just for me it's easy.
Sarah's lucky right now.
That's cheating, Sarah. It's not fair.
Because I do like your theory of where we're going with. It could be Harold. It could be the Master. It could be something more along those lines, and that's totally feasible. And I feel like would be more interesting, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Johnny Pemberton is the comic relief, and you hired Johnny Pemberton for comedy, and I could see very few things being.
Clips are fucking hilarious, by the way.
They're great. Did you see what I sent you?
With him walking around interviewing people with the arm.
With the arm?
That was awesome. Yeah.
That's so good.
That was hilarious. And also like endearing, like, oh, I want, and I've actually shot shit up in Melody Ranch too, by the way. That's Santa Clarita. So if they've already confirmed that they're shooting back there, it means that they're probably going to be staying in New Vegas for a minute. You know, so I think next season they'll be there for a little longer.
Makes sense.
Which is good. I don't want it to be one and done, you know?
No.
Right.
And honestly,
bringing a house in and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still a lot of story to be told here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and I'm glad that they're like hinting at, you know, that we saw a touch of the Commonwealth. I'm glad for that. I'm glad for like the parts that we're seeing of you know, the influence of other things, but we don't have to explicitly go there necessarily. We could save some stuff for later, you know, if they're talking about 5 or 6 seasons for this thing. You know? So you know, I'm totally fine with influence from the Commonwealth, you know, coming in every once in a while, but you know, keeping it set in the Southwest, in the Mojave, and in the Boneyard and stuff. That's lots of ground to cover there, you know, literally and figuratively.
I mean, besides the Enclave and the Capital Wasteland, that's really getting back to the roots and the core of it all. You know, prior to Fallout 4.
Yep.
And we've already got.
I really do need to sit down and I got to finish my Baldur's Gate 3 run. So I can, in good conscience, go and start doing Fallout and Fallout 2 again, because I've got them both downloaded and ready to go. I got to just play the damn things.
I got to finish my New Vegas playthrough as well. I haven't touched it in probably 2 weeks now, and it's not like I played a whole bunch every week, you know, but it's nice just to get a little bit of Fallout in.
Absolutely.
I think Fallout 3 is what I'm going to play next, though. But if there's a good emulator for Fallout or Fallout 2, I've been debating. Well, was it Fallout Bakersfield? Was that the right one that was essentially a Fallout emulator?
It was the original remade using the 4 engine.
That's right. Okay. That might be a fun thing to do.
Absolutely. They never finished it. I
think
they
had to stop.
They worked on it for like 10 years and never finished it because, hey, programming this stuff is ginormous in scale. You know,
well, and then Fallout Mexico stopped as well, right?
Yeah, a lot of the bigger ones stopped. I mean, the fact that Fallout London came out at all is an achievement,
and it's still going. Yeah,
and it's still going is an achievement that needs to be heralded, because the scope of work that went into something like that is ridiculous. So I do want to get back and play more London too, because I was enjoying it. I'm producing 2 festivals, tour. And a show in one of the festivals, and I'm prepping another show for June, and like there's just I literally, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed yesterday, I was just grinding, you know, and it's just not stopping. So
when is Flute Fest coming up? Is it early or mid?
Flute Fest opens the 19th. Okay, we just finished casting our 1 acts, and now rehearsals are starting on those. So I can just sit back and let the directors do that shit. But I'm launching a fundraiser for our run in New York for this other show in April, and then I'm getting Bard Fest up. It's like, dude, this is and then the Hobgoblin is almost already completely booked for the Hollywood Fringe. Like we have,
I saw that. Jim was posting that.
We have 1 package left out of 20. You know, so we have 19 shows booked in already, and it's not even the end of January, and we also have 4 other rooms that we're booking now too. We had 3 originally, and now we got another one. So, yeah, that's right. It's a good thing I am a ghoul, because no human can handle this. Yeah, this is my 3rd cup of coffee, and I've only been up for an hour and a half. So,
okay. Well, as long as you stay a ghoul and don't turn into a centaur, I think you'll be all set.
As long as I don't pull a Johnny Pemberton, I'm in good shape. Yeah. You know,
well, I'm totally with everybody on that. He's probably not turning into a centaur, because you need to make body part soup, like Stanley's is saying right here. But you know, if he does turn into a centaur, how much fun would it be? And it would be mostly for comedy and laughs, but it would be great to have a wastelanding Johnny Pemberton centaur just walking around, just, hey guys, you know, just.
I don't think he's going to be walking around for long. I could either see him becoming a really tragic character, or I could see him being like the face of Bo in Doctor Who, where he's just like a fucking animated slice of skin or something, you know. But then him being like, hey guys. You know,
he could totally end up just kind of like you said in the past, Master or Herald kind of, but become that for Freeside.
I feel like I think that's the direction they're heading in with him is something akin to either the Master or Herald, you know. And the more I actually did more research into Herald recently, and I'm like, yeah, that's within bounds. That's a possibility.
Because Herald started off as not necessarily a ghoul, but a ghoul-like kind of thing as well.
Yeah,
and then stopped moving or I guess sat down and
just never moved again. Yeah,
kind of got screwed.
Yep.
I almost said Hank. David's asking, do you think Stephanie helps Hank when he's unconscious in the washing basket? So that's how she gets into the vault, or have I missed something?
Ooh.
Yes, could be.
Yeah, I hope that they actually cover more of that. You know,
there's.
Oh my God, Littlefinger, that would be fucking hilarious if Thaddeus is going to be like the Black Knight from Monty Python. That would be,
that would be great.
It's but a scratch. Your arm's off. No, it's not.
It's a flesh wound.
It's a flesh wound.
Yeah. They should have leaned into that a little bit. It would have been
funny. I would kill for a Monty Python joke in there, although that doesn't match the humor. But it matches the humor. But I don't think that they would make a reference like that in this show.
Yeah. As great as it would be.
Oh, that'd be so great. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like he's got a little bit of that, you know. So, well, yeah, Johnny Pemberton, if you see this next time you do a behind the scenes reel, give us your best Black Knight. We would love to see that. You know,
please.
That'd be great.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, we're giving you that one for free, bud.
Tis but a scratch.
Tis but a scratch. No.
It's all so good.
So
yeah.
Oh God, this episode was jam-packed. And you know what I really appreciated was this season they really made the Ghoul and Cooper a much more fleshed out, nuanced characters. I felt like that watching the Ghoul, you know, watching Cooper, you're watching a complex human having all these difficult emotions and trying to navigate situations to the best of his moral compass. And I felt like that the Ghoul was, you know, like slow motion badassery with sunglasses walking away from an explosion, you know, and like just like that constantly. And this season, I love the fact that they showed him afraid. I love the fact that they showed him vulnerable and weak. They showed him struggling to retain his humanity. They humanized the character a lot. And one of the things that I realized about him is that like the Ghoul has physically changed, but Cooper as a person has been stagnant since the betrayal of giving away cold fusion and not, you know, and he's just been driven by, you know, finding his family and wanting revenge. And I feel like that is a lot of where his bitterness comes from, is that he feels like trying doesn't work. You know, the house is always going to win. And there is that bitterness, and there's this resignation he has about the rest of the world. Where he's just like, I can't give a shit about anything other than my needs because it's all just going to work out badly anyway, you know? And I feel like that's part of his character arc here. You know, I mean, like you see this badass who's gunning down guys in power armor and stuff. And it's just like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. But then when you actually look at the human, the emotional, mental aspects of the character, it's like, oh, he is just deeply damaged. And I think that I appreciate the fact that this season really dove into how deep those scars go, you know,
in a big way.
And how somebody like Lucy, it takes somebody with that kind of like unbeatable, sunny upside hope and determination to kind of like make him examine himself, or at the very least, it shines light on a lot of the scars, and you know, it kind of ruins a little bit of that badass shroud around him and humanizes him again. And I was very, very happy to see that. I thought that it was great to show that one of the favorite characters can be weak, you know? Yeah.
Oddly enough, the character that I feel like just that comes to mind that is not necessarily remotely the equivalent of Coop in a different story, but parallels a lot, especially in how you just said it, is he's kind of Anakin Skywalker for fallout in a lot of ways at the moment.
Interesting.
He's got a lot of good in him, tried to do a lot of good. None of it actually amounted to much. And all the bad that he tried to keep from happening ended up kind of happening because he let it happen accidentally.
Yeah.
Purposefully, accidentally. You know, there's that purposeful accidentalness there, kind of.
Well, he had every intention of things going a certain way when he handed over cold fusion to the president, Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
When he handed it over, he thought it was going to be one thing, and little did he realize that he was handing it over to the worst people possible. You know, it's like my play 3 Can Keep a Secret. When you pick the ending to kill nobody, that's the worst ending possible. You know, yeah. Like sometimes you do things with the best of intentions, and it's the worst. You know, like yeah.
Well, it's the old saying: the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Precisely.
Yeah. I find that interesting. Just the dichotomy of Coop and the Ghoul, where the Ghoul is totally still Coop, and he reminds himself we saw him.
Yeah.
But it's also pushing Coop away, and the Ghoul is the persona he's kind of brought on.
It's the hardened shell that he has over his emotions and his vulnerabilities and everything, because he thinks he has to be hard and untouchable to survive in the wild and in the wasteland, and that's not untrue.
No, and it seemed like it was easier for him to kind of mentally not necessarily jump into, but jump back into because of all the cowboy characters he played prior. He just said, okay, I know what I need to do and I know what I need to become. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And, you know, he knew how to aura farm, you know, to talk like a friggin' Gen Alpha kid for a second, you know? Yeah, he's got that riz, he's got that aura going, and nobody ever questioned it. And it's because, you know, he's literally living now the life that he portrayed on the screen for years. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, Allie, that's such a great point. Yeah, I love that, and I love the reveal of just like, well, yeah, that makes sense about where they got the personality template from. You know,
definitely. And if anybody's going to be an AI, it was going to be that lady. I'm just saying.
Bit of a pushover. Yeah. I don't think she's. I don't think that she's Enclave. I think that she's someone who was just along for the ride and wound up in the car full of bad guys. You know. Yeah.
I don't think there's any way she's not Enclave if she's putting cold fusion in the hands of the president, is specifically talking to essentially the opposition of Vault-Tec at different places, like giving speeches, and then ends up the head of Mother, the AI board. Because that would still technically be her brain going. So if she wasn't Enclave, why would she want to have her head put in there?
You have to assume that she was a willing participant, and she may not have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing about the character at the moment that makes me think that she wasn't. I feel like that everything she said has been a guise. Just the second you see her in the car with the president, Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He's always going to be Kurgan to me.
He of course.
Yeah.
President Kurgan Krabs in.
There can be only one president on the oil rig. Get off my oil rig. Wait, wrong movie. Yeah, man.
Because Stanley's brings up the counterpoint. Perhaps she knows too much and the Enclave just threw her onto an experiment. An experiment? I think this is the most important thing the Enclave might have ever done. Especially towards House.
Mind control? Yeah.
Or the cold fusion aspect of it all, and then having Mother be the AI behind it all, or Mother just being the AI behind Vault-Tec and possibly House and all that.
Okay.
I think from the groundwork they've laid out for us, there's no way she knew too much, which means she's an Enclave member. You know, the only person that knows too much that isn't an Enclave member is Barb, and now Coop. And I think that's important, too, because before handing the cold fusion over, Barb betrays Vault-Tec with Coop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be repercussions for that.
I'm just surprised that Coop was so trusting of like the president that he was just willing to hand it over, thinking that after there's all this talk of the corporations are running everything, why wouldn't he think the president was one of those people? But anyway,
well, because he's the guy who served the government and is a good soldier and is a good, like this was. He may not agree with everything, but I think that he was one of those who was just had faith in the government, not realizing that, the government was an illusion because it was all part of a corporate.
I guess I'm applying like the ghoul Cooper to that Cooper, because that Cooper is much more naive, I think, than the ghoul.
No. Cooper Howard, the actor, is like savvy in a lot of ways, but also very naive. And you see that based on the amount of trust, and you also see that he's been shaken to his core multiple times. I mean, how many times has he just gotten completely hammered after having an emotional? He does everything he can to deaden his memory and to deaden his emotions after trauma. Like riding the bomb all the way down while completely tanked.
And he's had a lot of time to do both, sit with those memories and try to suppress them. When we meet him in pre-war, I don't know how old Walton Goggins is, but mid 40s, early 50s, something around that time. We see him in Fallout the show. I mean, I guess pre-war is still Fallout the show, but current timeline Fallout the show. The guy's like 260, 270 years old by now.
Yeah,
he's been through a lot.
There was a bunch of somebody shared a photo gallery full of just vampire memes, and they were talking about how the one thing that sucks about being immortal is always having those moments of remembering all the dumb shit you've ever done and never really being able to get away from that. And they had the joke dialogue of a vampire sitting there and just randomly cringing, and Buddy's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, I just remembered this time back in 1566 where this guy told me to enjoy my meal, and I said, 'Oh yeah, you too.'" And little shit like that. Like he's got 300 years of that now, almost. Yeah. Like immortality isn't necessarily what it's all cracked up to be.
Oh, that actually made me think of another Fallout actor. I hope we see him again. Give us Matt Berry as often as possible.
Oh, please. More Matt Berry is always.
Give some Codsworth.
Yeah.
But it does make me think of Laszlo. Somehow, some way.
He's doing real good for that, man. Let me tell you.
I'm actually a few months older than him. He was born the same year as me, but just different months.
Wait, what? What? No.
What? Anyway,
Sarah, what is in the water up there? I thought you were maybe 40 tops. I had no idea.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Jay said the same thing. He was like, "What's going on?" I'm still shocked. I'll just remain in shock forever. But
yeah,
that was the exact same reaction Jay had, which was great. Stanley's had the same reaction.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah and Walton Goggins are both drinking out of the same water. Give us the Fountain of Youth, please. We need it.
Deal with the devil I did years ago. I don't need to talk about that.
Hey, man, whatever it takes.
That's that crossroads you keep mentioning.
Yeah.
It all becomes clear now.
Just like Supernatural.
Love it.
But oh God, where were we?
We were talking about the ghoul. We were talking about Clancy Brown and the Congresswoman and Mother.
Yeah.
So okay, so I think you're right. I think that reveals that it's Mother. Also, I want to go back. Originally, I think when we first saw Hank get onto the radio and start reaching out to folks, I think he was, originally we were like, oh no, he's reaching out to the Enclave. He's reaching out to the Enclave. No, he was reaching out to House. He was reaching out to House, and now we see that House was offline, and that's why he wasn't, Oh,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. So there is one thing that might put a hamper in that. I don't think it's the case because they've cast Justin Theroux, and it seems like they're going with House.
Yeah.
That big capital, but is in the games. And we said it live this past Tuesday, I guess, but it was 6 p.m.
Yep.
That it is seeming more and more likely that the Yes Man ending is the only kind of optionable ending, or one of the very few optionable endings that could make sense to it.
I mean, when you say one of the very few, there were only 4 endings.
I thought there's a few more than that. There's like the Father Elijah ending. There's a couple other ones that if you do different DLCs in different orders, that it changes some stuff around. But there's it's like 4 with like
there are like
4B.
There's a ridiculous number of endings when you factor in like what
All
your
that.
epilogues are.
Yeah, the minor stuff.
So I still think that they left it ambiguous enough because they God only knows what could have happened in the 15 years since the second Battle of
course.
Hoover.
The biggest thing that leads towards the Yes Man ending, I think, that we visually have seen was Coop walking into the penthouse of Lucky, or not the penthouse, excuse me. Yeah, the penthouse of Lucky 38 right there.
Oh, and the Yes Man being busted up, just laying right there.
When Yes Man ends, when it's the Yes Man ending, and he ends up taking over for House on the computer, that Securitron body drops exactly where it was in the show, and Yes Man's face pops up. It could be his wife, technically, but that's the specific Yes Man ending is like the visual representation of what we get in the show. So if that is the case, could it be Yes Man pretending to be House? And then that's a whole nother AI doing a whole nother AI fight. So that's a whole different animal there. And it would be kind of ironic and funny in the sense of, oh, now Yes Man's using House as a body double. So that, but I don't think it's plausible necessarily.
Well, and here's the other thing. If we now have Robert House and we also have Bobby Apartment, played by Raffi Silver, as opposed to Robert House, Bobby Apartment, you could easily hand wave away the death of Robert House as the body double, in the game. Like, because they haven't exactly established what happens there. He could even have Bobby set up as a decoy for anybody who's looking to come kill him.
And do you think it's possible that it might even be further, as in like, because visually what they've given us is the Yes Man ending. There's not another ending that's not the Yes Man ending with the Securitron falling at the foot of the computer like that. So visually, just playing the games, that's what comes to mind, If that is the case and the Yes Man ending was real and House died and it was just the body double, do we think Thoreau House is still waiting and then was out waiting?
Yes Man? Yeah, okay. I think that's who booted up the minute Cold Fusion was put in.
The only thing that if that's the case is however many years, months, or even days that Yes Man was in charge, how could Yes Man not have gotten back in there because he didn't have Cold Fusion, or whatever the best way to talk about AI is?
Well, I think that look, AIs are still programs, and it could be that House thinking that like to safeguard against AI basically was like, this part of this hard drive where my consciousness is being stored does not exist. You cannot access it. There's all kinds of like voodoo shit that they could work to justify House having uploaded himself a Singularity style into the net, and then Yes Man not even being able to perceive his presence. If that's the thing to go with, like, you could easily firewall that off,
Yeah, firewall. Put some fail safes in there that just a program couldn't get through.
Yeah, like that nothing can touch it, and that's like the place where his consciousness is residing. Yeah.
And this is the other thought that a lot of people have been having as well, is I think House just had his brain scanned for the Cold Fusion computer, in the sense of we saw Robert House's body and mind die in New Vegas. Yes.
Yeah, I think
been there so long.
Justify that as Bobby Apartment now,
Well, like, even if it is truly Robert House, his brain was still in that computer for so long, and there's the technology that we have within the Fallout universe. He totally could just have uploaded his consciousness and brain into the computer as well.
Yeah,
that's a possibility, and could even be a probability. But hopefully, we'll learn this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or is his head plugged in somewhere?
Or like friggin' Futurama style with just brain in a jar kind of shit, or Fallout style with brain.
Yeah, like what's his name? Bud, right? Isn't a brain in a jar?
Yeah. Man, oh man, I really
true.
I really appreciate the moral quandaries that this show has been putting forward. I mean, I know that we're dealing with a high fantasy or like a high sci-fi scene here, but Lucy is now confronted with the idea of hating slavery and hating this whole situation that she's finding her father has created, because it's rules for thee, not for me. And is it really freedom if the only free person is Hank, who actually has a choice in anything, and everybody else is just given the option to exist peacefully if they are completely compliant and suppress everything about who they are? That's not freedom. That's a form of tyranny. But now if Lucy wants to free everybody, she's confronted with the idea of having to destroy another living being who is cruelly being kept to be the template that everybody is that is imprinted upon everybody. This is really getting into the good of the many outweighs the good of the few or the one. Like we're talking Star Trek 2 territory here. So yeah. All right, YouTube, and relax. That's funny and not inaccurate. Yeah. So
yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that they keep sticking her in situations that really challenge her morals. And she's got these firmly held beliefs, these great convictions, and just like Thaddeus said, I'd be a great person too if I was raised in a vault with or to make it better, it's the difference between Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Because as Captain Sisko said, as my boy Captain Sisko said, it's easy to be a saint in paradise.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be the perfect person when you have all of your needs met. But when you have to fight every day to meet your fundamental basic needs, that there's compromises that have to be made, and there's slippery slopes, and it carries a cost. So this is such a wonderful exploration of all that. And I like the fact that we're seeing her confronted with all this stuff and seeing her still strive to be a good person, to the point where it seemed like she had a personality reset at the top of the season. But like I said, then it was like, oh, just wait, we're going to see her in some shit this season. And boy, have we,
Yep.
Yeah.
In a big way. I mean, it's just so jarring as well. And in like the most happy dystopian Fallout way possible, whenever you open up on the both of them, or not the both of them. I guess Lucy's walking in and there's Hank just making some mac and cheese in the kitchen.
Oh, you want to talk about All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah. All Quiet on the Western Front was just such a good little reference.
He's
there.
treating her and thinking of her like she's still the same girl she was in the vault.
Yeah, she comes in with her yellow dress on, and well, she's all dolled up and cleaned up now. She's right back to Lucy from the vault.
Yeah, I think he was hoping that she would turn out to be stronger than him, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, and also like come around to his point of view so she could carry on the family business. That once she experienced the wasteland, and you got to remember, she was hung up on a fucking cross, and survived. So it has not been gentle to her. And she's had to kill people to survive, and she's killed people by accident, she's killed people with purpose, and it's and she's still wrestling with all of that. Hank long ago decided that humanity isn't fit to govern itself, so he's going to be the perfect governor.
Of course,
he wants her to come around, and I love like the whole conversation that they have. about the Legion versus the NCR and all this other stuff. But the disappointment when the disappointment that when she tries to arrest him in the previous episode, and the disappointment in his voice when he says, "I thought the wasteland changed you."
Yeah.
Like that. At first, I was like, "Oh, it's good that he thinks it's good that she hasn't changed." And then you watch it again, and it's like, "Oh no, he's very, very upset about that." Yeah. Well, that's just like the bit when you tell Mr. House that you nuked the NCR, and he's like, "Why the hell did you do that?" And you say, "Well, they tried to make me pay taxes," and he goes, "Understandable."
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it is interesting that both Hank and Lucy earlier in their lives got out of the vault and explored the wasteland. In Hank's case, I think he met his wife in the NCR, right? She wasn't originally a vault member, or did she go with him?
I think that they escaped because maybe they got tipped. What was that? They got tipped off about FEV or something, but they wanted out. They
lived there for a while.
Yeah.
To some what indeterminate timeline. I do find it interesting that Hank goes up into the wasteland, explores, lives it for a while, and still comes to the conclusions that he comes. Sure, hey, I don't like super high taxes. Hey, I don't like a bunch of people telling me I can't do this, or this, or you can only do it this, or this way, and that way, or this way, whatever it may be. Sure, I understand it. But I don't know about nuking an entire big old place because of that.
That's a bit crazy.
So
that's what they might call an overreaction. Yeah,
a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah,
but Lucy doesn't not come to the same conclusions that Hank does.
No,
she just does them and separates them. Where, hey, yeah, these people just make you pay high taxes, like Allie was just saying. These other ones are slavers and crucify people all the time.
Yeah,
there's a bit of a difference, Hank. Come on, Dad.
No, I love one of them slavers are murderers and the others are vaguely problematic. That was talking directly to the Fallout New Vegas fan base that tries to apologize for the Legion all the time. And I was just like, perfection. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that was also a funny little bit of just the mundanity that they showed for a minute. Was Hank being dad again, teaching Lucy how to drive?
Yeah, but the banality of evil, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate that, he had the handcuffs on the whole time, because up until he got handcuffed to the oven, he was 100% certain that he was the one in control of the entire situation.
Yeah,
which is why he kept the handcuffs on. He probably could have found some keys pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's harder to find those keys when you're strapped to an oven, though.
Yeah.
Let's take our bets right here, right now. Finale. Do we see Hank walking around Vault Tech, dragging an oven door behind him? It's still handcuffed to it.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's too good of a visual for them not to do.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like repeating the gag with Maximus, where he beheads the friggin' Deathclaw and he's got the car door on his arm. It's got. I think that if they've got a perfectly good sight gag, they're going to recycle it. Yeah.
Yep.
It just makes too much sense. Speaking of that, though, the things that we haven't talked about just yet, because we mentioned them walking up to the bunker, grabbing the NCR armor and moving forward, which it was awesome to see NCR armor for the first time. Mentioned in New Vegas. People made a whole bunch of different, fan art of so on and so forth, and it was good to see it in action.
So it's like, okay, so the NCR is all melee builds. You know?
But somebody had to protect those Brahmin barons over there. I guess it was the people in those armors. That being said, though, the Deathclaws in there, we got more. They looked better. They were even more ferocious than the first time. My confusion, though, is if their Deathclaws, I can't tell if they're guarding anything or not. There's obviously not a sentient Deathclaw right here at the moment.
No.
Yeah.
If they're hungry enough to be cannibalizing each other, they would have broken into Freeside.
Yeah, sure. At the same time, I like the idea that they were using that freeside barrier as more of a reference to the zone loading in the video game. It's like,
Yes.
like there was a symbolism behind it that I appreciated, that if you take it out of the literal context, it actually really worked. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just seeing it literally now makes you question nonetheless. I love the video game element to that.
Yeah.
But it makes my eye twitch just for a second.
Well, but now we're going to see the death claws get, and actually I did see a breakdown on this, and death claws are typically very intelligent hunters. And they realized that there was enough of people on the other side of that fence that going out there would be a very difficult fight even for them, and big risk of injury or death. So they probably wouldn't bust through,
Yeah. The other thought with that though is
yes,
it easier to take out another death claw than it is to take out a few people?
Apparently. I mean, you're also, like I said, you're dealing with things that are relatively instinctual hunters, and logic doesn't necessarily apply at the same level.
Right.
True.
Maybe there's some device or something that's keeping them from, they don't want to approach the gate, maybe, or something.
Also that now that the wall's busted, there, that it could nullify whatever. If there was like a MacGuffin field keeping them constrained to that area, the walls being blown through would definitely qualify as breaking it.
It was good to see Coop get a couple shots off with that Gauss rifle.
That shit was cool. I
thought it was a Tesla cannon just from the way it looked from the end of the shot for a moment, and
then it just starts throwing bolts, and it's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And it does well, not well enough. And you see that PTSD come back. And it's just Walton Goggins, even though he's got his face caked up with a bunch of prosthetics, can just show you that emotion.
He's so good.
He's so good. Like he was what I really, really enjoyed this season was that you had this cool, calm, collected character that is just like this badass survivor. And when he's scared, shit's popping off.
Yep.
Like it's bad when he's like, so it and then just like the shared trauma, or revisiting the trauma that he's got from the Alaskan front, like just there's layers to this game, man. Goggins just has it all on lock. And
what we have not seen enough of, that we just got tickled with a little bit this week, but I want to see more of, is Goggins and Moten together. Aaron Moten and Walton Goggins were the few moments we got were awesome.
Yeah,
just I mean, most of it was just talking the cold fusion and talking Lucy and talking, hey, if you want to give this to somebody that's a good person to save the world, I understand that. But first, we're gonna have to give it to somebody very bad to save that very good person. You know? And that's just a great line, great thought. Obviously, the two of them acting each other. Johnny Pemberton just being there is great.
And he was like the perfectly measured amount of comedy. Like he didn't stick out and make it feel like he didn't detract from the scene. He just added like just a touch of sugar to it.
Gladly and thankfully, Fallout has the essence of just what it is, because the comedy that he brings isn't actually funny. He's asking legitimate questions that he's truly concerned about. Not just, I should probably talk to somebody about this. No. I'm freaking out inside. I don't know how to kind of process this. This is somebody I can talk to. But because it's as absurd and just conceptually what it is, it's funny. It ends up being funny. It's not funny from the character's perspective, which allows it to feel that realness in there, and it just allows us to have a good time as viewers.
Yeah. Talking ghoul stuff.
Yeah. just two ghouls talking ghoul stuff. Yeah. He just wonderfully underplays it, but he's also like, I think he thinks, I think he's becoming very conscientious of the fact that he's not a ghoul,
Hey, and like we just said with that PTSD moment,
I already fed them. You just fed them?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
They're not going to complain.
Food today.
Sorry, my cats just got second breakfast, so that's 100% on me. Sorry, babe.
Hey, They're hobbit cats.
Well, they were both like staring at me this morning like kittens of the corn, going like, "Hello, boy, I need you to feed me." They're just like, they were literally on the coffee table as I'm setting up the laptop, and they're just like,
give me food.
You know,
obey us, human.
Both of them are just like staring me down, mad dogging me. You know, yeah, Allie, yes, absolutely. To get it back to get the topic off of the conversation off of my cats for a minute, yes. My arm fell off. This must be a ghoul. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Because he's cluing into the fact that this is not normal and that he is not a ghoul. I think he's freaking out because, you know, there's so much unknown out there, but for him to be living in unknown right now is got to be like low-key terrifying.
I really liked Goggins' look when the death claw's over him in Alaska. I really liked Goggins' look when the death claw's over him in this episode.
Yeah.
I really liked Goggins' look whenever he saw the death claws again for the first time in the ghoul makeup last episode. Or 2 episodes, I guess, again by now.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite look is just when he gives Johnny Pemberton that. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know what the fuck you are. Yeah, that was great.
That was great.
Was so good. And once again, communicating everything you need without a single word.
Through all that makeup too, and the prosthetics.
Yeah.
Yep. Nah, dude.
Really good.
Goggins deserves all. Give him all the Emmys right now. He's just killing it.
And then just give him the ones for next year too.
Absolutely, preemptively.
Just do it.
Definitely should get a nomination at least.
At the very least,
easily.
Man, the guy's an American treasure. Just love the dude. Just so fucking talented and so good at what he does. Yep. Yes, we are dick riding Walton Goggins real hard here right now. I understand that, but the guy earns it. So
you know.
I mean, and the whole cast is phenomenal too in this show, but he just God.
You know, while we're talking about
that he's in, it's just another level. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just started looking at my notes, and while we're talking about this kind of like moment of where they were at right there on the strip and everything. Oh, excuse me. Especially as the death claws are coming out there and totally about an attack-free side.
Yeah.
You know what you've mentioned a few times that we have seen in trailers that we have not seen yet? Are the Legion going to be the saviors against the death claws?
Ooh. Could be interesting.
Yep.
Damn right. Well,
that would be some contrast. That would be some contrast if you suddenly had Long Live the NCR. Oh my God, they're back! Yay, NCR! And then suddenly coming down
Macaulay Culkin,
Long Live the Legion! The Legion is back! Like what?
And technically, Freeside and the Strip were home to both. It was the one place they could both survive. So.
Yeah. So instead of being like, yeah, we want, fair society and everything, they're just like, tread on me harder, daddy. That's what Freeside's really like. That would be really, that would be a twist, So take all the feel good moments. And my God, you know what I also really loved was the moment with Maximus walking down the street in that power armor and having that full circle moment as he looks at the kid. And being the hero being the hero to somebody else that a night was for him.
That was great. That moment,
that like his entire plot line summed up like coming full circle in one arc, in one moment. So
I made a bad face in the middle of that. That was not because of that moment. It was because where the hell did Dogmeat go again? Dogmeat keeps just disappearing in the middle of everything.
Dogmeat is Schrodinger's pup. Yeah.
Yeah, Dogmeat's like, I'm going to do this cool walkout intro with this NCR power armor, a guy's arm falling off, and a cool ghoul guy.
He's probably holding on to the arm for Thaddeus right now. Holding on to it by chewing on it someplace.
Oh, honestly, that probably makes sense, though. That actually makes the most sense.
Yeah, he's probably holding the arm someplace and just being like, sup, this is mine.
We're going to see Dogmeat with the leash in the next episode, and the leash is just going to have an arm just dangling behind it.
That'd be amazing. No, but he's totally there for the cool walkout, and then he's just fucking gone. He's the mysterious stranger of Good Boys.
That he is.
Yeah,
he's smart enough to know to get out of there. They're doing death.
He's like, nope. Oh, big barking thing. No, fuck that. I'm out. Yeah, no. He's, Dogmeat is not a dumb creature.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, the Goss rifle was dope as hell. Yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier, but yeah, that like I'm so glad seeing, we've seen a whole bunch of stuff. We've seen the junk cannon. We've seen some of the Institute or the Enclave laser pistols.
We saw the junk cannon in episode 1.
Yes. Yeah.
The second that happened, the show was going to be good.
Now I just want to see the Fat Man.
Yes. I don't know how they put that in the show without screwing some stuff up. And by stuff, I mean people.
Oh, it'll screw a whole bunch of stuff up. Absolutely. Yeah.
David. Dog meat just sniffing and weeing on a post somewhere. Probably the one that Walton Goggins was dangling off of for a few hours there. He's like, hey, I'm already familiar with this scent. I'm going to give it more.
Yeah, it works. This works.
The one big glaring thing that we have not talked about yet.
Yep.
I guess 2 things, but they culminate into one. Steph, that wedding.
Oh,
and that water chip.
I love how killing Woody is not a big deal. Canadian, fucking all.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. It made me laugh that the worst thing is being a Canadian. It's just so funny.
It as an actor, it made me kind of go, huh? But also, it made me laugh that much more knowing the context of what was going on in the episode. Because the whole wedding little thing where we should just keep going.
Yeah.
No, as Chet's doing all that. And then he starts saying, oh, Woody's glasses. Well, the disposal. Oh, it's okay. People get cold feet, And then he's like, no. Steph is not from the U.S. She's over 200 years old. She's Canadian. It was one of those moments where, the background actor knew what was going to be said prior to. Yeah. So it was kind of like a quick stand-up. But there's totally, as the word Canadian's coming out of Chet's mouth, some guy just goes... and just like stares her down and tries to get her like ads. I'm like, that was a little fast, but it's funny as hell because of it. And it was just a good moment.
Oh, and for a show that's just for a storyline or for a world that's just so deeply rooted in absurdism, it was just perfect. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
No. And it's like the worst thing in the world is to be Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. She's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Hey. Steph might be the boogeyman for what she's been doing, though, honestly.
For the amount of bodies that she's dropping, absolutely.
Turns out, in this case, they were right.
Yeah.
We need more Shorzy
and Baba Yaga.
Letterkenny.
Yeah, we need Letterkenny and Trailer Park Boys Canadians. And Steph is spooky. She's scary. She's boogeymaning everywhere.
Yeah. But at least Chet finally grew a pair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've appreciated seeing the trope of the working husband and the doting housewife flipped on its head here, and seeing the dynamic reversed and Chet finally like getting the strength to speak up for himself and have any sort of agency, and then this is what he's got to deal with. Like that was great. Just watching this be enough. And I also loved, like, so I see we're getting married tomorrow, and she's like, honey, not right now.
Never said a word about it. There was just a sign up, and I'll just casually, timidly bring it up that we're getting married.
Yep.
I do find it interesting. There was one thing rewatching it that I did catch. 33, before we got to 32. We were with Betty for a moment, and then just kind of hanging out in 33 and just hearing what they're speaking over the loudspeakers and stuff. And over the loudspeakers, they say, due to water restrictions, you will no longer be able to
no showers and no flushing toilets.
No showers and no flushing toilets is the state of lack of water therein.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a stinky vault, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, understandably, Betty needs that water diversion. It seems like Steph begrudgingly kind of agreed to it and probably was going to do it. That emphasis on probably there.
Yeah.
Now that she is in... Sorry, what were you saying?
I just said, we'll see. I'm not sure if I believe she's going to give him the water or not.
Yeah.
I think she has no other option because she's now trapped. She's trapped in the overseer office now. I think there's the only option she has is to go back and live in Vault 33, give them the water chip from 32, and release the virus onto the citizens of Vault 32.
Or because, she's Canadian and we're just Americans, not people, just burn the whole fucking thing down.
Yeah.
FEV for everybody. You get FEV and you get FEV and you get FEV.
Yep.
Yeah. I could see her just like torching the whole thing.
I don't know if.
Yeah, what is in the box, Stanley's? We didn't get to see what was actually in the.
No.
We see Betty go, Hank and his secret, or she calls him Henry because she's known him for so long. Henry and your secrets,
Mm-hmm.
I agree, David. That was kind of dumb, but at least he had the ID with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it shows that he's not savvy, but I feel like that now that he's realized that, that was fucking stupid. He's the kind of character that'll learn.
Yes.
He's the kind of character that's not going to make that kind of rookie mistake again. But it goes to show that the character is not good at this kind of intrigue. At navigating this kind of intrigue, and is you're seeing a whole bunch of profoundly naive people who have only existed within a system that has up until now worked for them, but allowed them to be grossly manipulated, and how the system can be turned against them and used against them with such ease. It takes like next to no effort, but they're basically cattle,
Yeah.
But now the bulls are loose and someone's going to get the fucking horns.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be clumsy at first, but after you miss a couple of times, you learn, So, and I think Chet is going to be, see some big growth, which is great because I like the character and I like the actor, and I'm glad to see that he's not just like the cousin stuff gag anymore.
Yeah, because I really actually, the more we've spent time with Chet, the character's good. I like the actor a lot. I don't know what it is about him, but he brings a good like warmth to Chet in a just shitty world. Even though the world's much less shitty in the vault, it's still very cold. And Chet is kind of the warmth in the cold,
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Him and the cuddly dude with the mustache, the older guy. They're both the kind of the warm, friendly guys. Davey, yeah.
Yeah. Now these guys, but they're perfect examples of, ants in an ant farm, people who've lived within a system and the system has just worked for them and they don't question things.
Yeah. Until Norm starts making you question things.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Chet's followed that line and kept doing it.
Yep. Fascinating.
And also at this point, they just kind of ensured that Vault 31 leadership program is very much not a thing.
Yeah.
So now Chet's kind of
that's like saying that, your puppy went off to join the circus or join the farm,
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot. I think the one thing that I guess I didn't think of till this moment, but Chet's got to be thinking about the second he finds Woody's glasses. Oh, my cousin's dead. Norm's dead too.
Oh boy!
They said he went out to Vault 31 leadership program.
Yeah.
So he's got to be thinking, oh well, I'm next. If that's the case, I have no other option now but to out.
Yeah, there is like self-preservation, and also just like standing up for the indignities, because the system has been particularly abusive to him by declaring that he's just getting married and he's got no say in it. And the way he finds out is hold on a sec. Finding out that that he's getting married by a signpost, like his betrothed can't even like tell him, because
when he brings it up, she won't even have a discussion. Not even a discussion, not even a mention.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, no, dude, this is he's getting tired of being pushed around by the system and tired of being compliant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there's just so good. Yeah,
rightfully so for Buddy too. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So going into the finale.
Yeah.
Thoughts, predictions, queries, quotes, conclusions, resolutions, revelations.
I'm running out of words. I think we get the battle of the 5 armies, and I think that it ends right before shit pops off, because that's going to be the most effective cliffhanger.
That battle of 5 armies reference, I don't think could be any more apt. That seems like what they're shooting for in their own way.
Yeah.
Hopefully more Tolkien-esque than Jackson-esque, even though give me PJ all day. Hopefully more Tolkien-esque.
Well, what they did to the Hobbit was inexcusable, but that's just my...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just should have kept it to like 2 movies or whatever, or one long one or something.
The third one, and then adding in everything that they did was just, was
none of it was PJ's fault. Peter Jackson was doing what he could with what he was given, and he was never supposed to direct it. It was supposed to be 2 films with Guillermo del Toro. Yeah. I want to live in that timeline so bad, but I want to live in the timeline where Guillermo del Toro got to make his 2 Hobbit movies and then his Boba Fett movie.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I'd be here for that.
Yep.
Going into this finale, just from the major threads we have, let's try to just piece them together before we hop out of here. Lucy. I don't know. Would we say Lucy and Hank or Lucy and the Ghoul at this point, or Lucy and Coop? Because I think Coop might be doing his own thing again. Is it Coop and Maximus?
I think we're going to see a culmination between Coop and House. And I bet you that the Ghoul's going to strike a bargain with House to get to his family.
Yep.
And it's going to be some sort of devil's bargain, but he's going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Lucy is going to be, is going to have to make a choice. And I think what we're going to see is we're going to see her make a choice during the finale about what to do about Mother. And that's going to really scar and shape her and change her fundamentally as a character. And I think we're going to see her living with that all next season. Whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, Thaddeus and Maximus, they're out there on the strip. They're going to be balls deep in the fight when these factions all come together. I think Norm, I'm really interested to see if Norm actually tries to go back to 33 to get everybody out of there before FEV. But I think we're going to also see. I think the cliffhanger for the vaults is that we're going to see them get flooded with FEV. That's my guess, because they've been setting up that Chekhov's gun all season.
Yes. Do you think it'll be both vaults, or?
I think it'll be both. I think it'll be both. I think Steph is just going to go say fuck everybody because don't think of them as people, think of them as Americans. That's the thing, is that she has been living in the shadows for so long, as just like this sleeper agent, and we've already seen her kill Americans callously, rightfully so, justified, but callously with disregard for humanity, and she's
callously and casually.
She's a survivor and she's a chameleon, but she is like the perfect sleeper agent, and I think we're going to see her push the red button, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see Norm outside 33 pounding on the door going, get out of there, or something. That would be, I feel like that's going to be because you also got to remember Steph and Lucy were best friends. So I think he's going to be diametrically opposed to his sister's best friend. And that would be a great dynamic because they know each other,
Does that mean Steph avoids the FEV though?
Oh, she's sealed in the overseer's office. I think that there's probably some sort of escape route or something like that. I think she burns it all down and then heads to the surface.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I mean, because there's got to be, I guess there were records of Hank and his wife leaving the vault and stuff like that.
They never said how.
And we obviously from Fallout 3 know that there are ways that people have made ways to get in and out. And we did just see Norm and a bunch of people from Vault 31 crawl out of an air conditioner. So
true. Yeah. Sarah, what do you think? I've been rambling a long time.
It's hard to say because I don't know the games, but just from watching the show. It just feels like, they're definitely building up to something is going to come to a head, whether or not they'll complete that this season, probably not with one episode left.
Mhm.
But I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying, that we're going to have these factions are going to clash with each other some way, somehow. I'm really curious how the house thing is going to play out.
Yeah.
That's really cool that he's got his consciousness in there, and it comes on, and so I'm really curious about that. I want to see more of that. So hopefully we get, I'm assuming next season they'll probably deep dive into it maybe, but how that's going to affect things going on. And I guess, does Cooper finally get to his family for
Ooh.
sure, or we'll see, I guess, but
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. Yeah, and just see where things in the vault go, if she actually shares the water, and if they release that virus that you're talking about. I want to see what that effect is. You guys know because you play the game. I don't know.
Well, there's multitudes of effects.
Yeah.
So even if we have played the game, and for everyone that has, that's why we're still kind of left guessing for what's happening to Thaddeus, what's happening to what's going to happen in the vault. So
I have a random thought here.
Okay.
We talked about Maximus and Maximus's arc, and him seeing the kid looking at him in the power armor and everything, and how that has kind of come around full circle.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet Maximus doesn't survive the finale?
Ooh.
He's gonna survive.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. It feels to me like his with that moment, it almost feels like his arc is complete. That's my thing. So my question is, where's the character growth from there?
I don't think his arc's complete until he helps found a society that can replace the NCR, or at least
he becomes his father, maybe
stops the Brotherhood.
Something of the sort. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if Maximus is gone, there's not much. What are we just going to pick up with Quintus now? Like what was going to happen there?
True. Where because then then the Brotherhood just becomes another boogeyman.
The resurrector of the NCR. Like that's what I think his arc is leading to. If I had to truly guess.
Since Moldaver's dead.
Maybe seeing that kid kind of reminded him of that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Of where he came from. Yeah, absolutely. Who he used to be.
It gave him a reason to fight those death claws real quick, too. I guess with Maximus, the thing that makes me think that he's going to survive no matter what is the one thing Fallout has not done yet is prove it's willing to just kill off its big people.
Yeah, true.
If anything, they've done the exact opposite. The first person they just killed off real quick last season, Wilzig, cut his head off and keep him moving and carry him around the entire season. Well, guess what? He's back and was alive pre-war now. So where it made me think of that because Littlefinger over here, Mr. David, Littlefinger makes me think of Game of Thrones, and they're just willing to kill just about anybody at any time.
Oh yeah.
I think Fallout has not
Walking Dead too.
Walking Dead specifically as well, even more so than Game of Thrones in a lot of ways.
How they're willing to just kill off main cast and introduce new folks. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Fallout's that type of show. I think it's got the darkness that's in those type of shows, but I don't think they can have the velocity and the comedy.
Yeah.
It kind of has this underlying like humor ridiculousness to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and a lot of but at the same time, there are a lot of horror elements in this thing too, and one of the tropes of horror is the fact that nobody gets out alive. Or like 95% of the people don't get out alive. Although maybe it's maybe they're building him up for a greater self-sacrifice towards the end. That could be a possibility.
That would make sense. Stanley's brings up Moldaver asked Maximus in the first season at the end there, what would you do with unlimited power? Save people and sacrifice himself, probably. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And it'd be that true kind of grand finale eventually.
Yeah.
real quick, what was
I
up
think
here?
I think we're going to find out that most of these characters are somehow put on ice. Allie, I think that we're going to find out that more people than just Vault-Tec had access to cryogenic technology.
Well, and one thing that I have seen that people think about, Moldaver or Kate Williams, prior to the war, was a very wealthy woman. She just sold her company to Vault-Tec,
Absolutely.
has a lot of cash. And one thing that we have seen throughout the series are cryogenic chambers that were sold to the public. And most of them were not operable to the degree that they should have been. But who's to say some weren't?
Yeah.
And maybe she had enough money to get one that was operable, and she knew the tech well enough to make sure it was operable.
Yeah. Or she built her own. Smart, very smart character.
Yep.
Or maybe she's just part of the Enclave.
That wouldn't make sense if she was just.
I think it's the only thing that makes sense at this point.
She's been diametrically opposed to them the whole time. Why would if everybody here, if every side of that facet is Enclave, then why have the whole the whole shadow puppet show of having to pass around cold fusion just to corrupt Cooper? He's a pawn.
Well pre-war, I think that's gauging Vault-Tec security. I think that's all that is. I think all they're doing is gauging the difference of Vault-Tec security and Enclave security and figuring out.
Wouldn't be the most absurd thing that they've done for something like that, but it feels like a real Rube Goldberg machine.
Well, essentially, they were just they set it out there. They set out a trap and said, "Hey, if someone's going to spy on us, if someone's going to try to do something, this is the avenue that they would do." And they might have even had House help set them up. And hey, they were just waiting for a mouse to go in that trap, kind of deal.
Maybe because it sure feels like a lot.
It does. And all of this feels like a lot in a lot of ways at the same time. I think there might be some dissatisfaction with the Enclave in itself as well. The first time we see the Enclave is Will Zig running away from them.
True. And they seem to be well resourced, and everybody seems to be fed and taken care of there. But then again, just because you have your needs taken care of doesn't mean you live in a free and just society. And
he's
what they're showing in this show actually is the fact that the only way to have any sort of security is by surrendering your freedom. That's the statement that they're making.
There's freedom or security, and
you can't have both. Yeah.
No. And if you try it, it's more of a guise, and it definitely leans one direction or the other.
Yeah. So many layers to this show, guys. So many layers. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah.
I said yes, there is.
Yep.
Layers.
Yep. All right. I know I got to get running. You guys got to probably get running too. Yeah. No, I think they just had Ron Perlman show up just for a quick cameo to pop the audience. Absolutely. No more super mutants in this show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No.
Awesome, guys. All right. Well, hey, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. I'm stoked. Join us 6 p.m. on 6 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday for the season finale. And we will of course be live streaming that, and then we'll break it all down next Friday. In the meantime, Harris, what else we got coming up on the channel?
Terrible news, real quick. I am flying back into Burbank at 6:25. Is my flight.
Oh, I have to hold it down myself.
I'm trying to push the flight up.
All right. Well, for those of you who remember that time when Harris had to reboot, we are going to rename SciTrek the Greglandia channel. And I will be your king and benevolent dictator until he gets there. So this will be, we're that's right. We're coming back to Greglandia on Tuesday, and we are going to do a live watch along for the season finale. Yeah.
Hey,
yep.
It's gonna be whatever happens. I'm gonna try to get back as soon as possible. But yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll let people know. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. for that, of course. We will be back Wednesday the next day. This past week, internet just talk about making my eyes roll. So Stargate Outpost is now this coming week, and we will talk about a Stargate fan fiction film. And we'll let you know which one we're going to be talking about, so you can watch it and have the time to do so as well. Sci-Fi Sundays and Farscape Patreon as always, of course. And besides that,
awesome.
See you soon.
All righty, guys. Well, hey, We will see you all soon. Please come back and join us. And until then, until we see you next, stay weird and stay wild out there in that wasteland.
Yeah, see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.